Dear viewer, this video emphasizes the significance of word meanings that are crucial for various competitive exams such as Bank PO, SSC CGL, NDA, IBPS, UPSC, MBA, bank and insurance exams, and for individuals who wish to enhance their vocabulary skills. Hence, having a strong hold on vocabulary is imperative for success in these examinations. Kindly consider showing your support by subscribing and liking my channel to receive essential updates. Thank you.
Let's look at word. Baleful is a word that means someone or something that can be harmful or dangerous. Sentences using baleful. The dog's baleful growl warned me to stay away. I saw a baleful look on my little brother's face when he was angry. The dark clouds in the sky looked baleful, and I knew it was going to rain soon. Let's look at word. Benevolent means to be kind, generous, and doing good things for others. Sentences using benevolent. The Santa Claus in the mall was so benevolent, he gave candy to all the kids. My teacher is a very benevolent person because she helps us learn new things every day. My friend's mom is very benevolent because she always invites me over and helps me with my homework. Let's look at word. Bibliophile is a big word that means someone who loves books very much. Sentences using bibliophile. My mom is a bibliophile, and she has a whole room filled with books in our house. The librarian at our school is a bibliophile, and she suggests new books to read all the time. My dad is a bibliophile, and he reads stories to me every night before bedtime. Let's look at word. Bombastic is a big word that means someone who talks in a loud and showy way to try to impress others. Sentences using bombastic. The man who sold candy at the fair was bombastic because he yelled very loudly to get people's attention. The TV host was very bombastic because he spoke with exaggerated gestures and expressions. My friend can be very bombastic when she tells a story because she likes to make things sound more exciting than they really are. Let's look at word. Benediction means a spoken or written blessing given at the end of a religious service or gathering. Sentences using benediction. After the church service, the pastor gave a benediction to bless the congregation. Grandma always ended her prayers with a benediction, asking God to watch over and protect her family and friends. For graduation, the principal gave a benediction to the students, wishing them success and happiness in their future endeavors. Let's look at word. Bellicose means having a tendency to fight or be aggressive. Sentences using bellicose. The little boy was being very bellicose during recess, getting into fights with other kids on the playground. The storybook hero was brave and strong, but he was never bellicose, choosing to use his strength to help others instead of causing harm. The coach warned the team not to be bellicose during their upcoming game, reminding them to play fair and be good sports. Let's look at word. Blasphemous means disrespectful or offensive towards something considered sacred or religious. Sentences using blasphemous. The comedian's jokes about God were considered blasphemous to some people because they made fun of religious beliefs. The students were scolded by their teacher for making blasphemous remarks about their classmates' religions during a debate. The character in the book was punished for his blasphemous actions against his gods, showing how important it is to respect other people's beliefs. Let's look at word. Byzantine means complicated, intricate, or confusing. Sentences using Byzantine. The directions to build the toy were so Byzantine that the child needed their parents' help to figure them out. The game had a Byzantine set of rules, making it hard for the children to understand how to play at first. The history of the Byzantine Empire was very Byzantine, with many different rulers and battles that were difficult to keep track of. Let's look at word. Belligerent means hostile, aggressive, or ready to fight. Sentences using belligerent. The belligerent dog growled and barked at anyone who came near it, showing that it was not friendly. The two kids got into a belligerent argument over who was better at the game, but eventually worked it out and became friends again. In the story, the knight was belligerent towards the dragon, attacking it without realizing that the dragon was actually friendly. Let's look at word. Benevolence means kindness, generosity, and willingness to do good things for other people. Sentences using benevolence. The little boy showed benevolence by sharing his toys with his friends and always saying kind things to them. The charity organization was founded on the principles of benevolence, aiming to help people in need and improve their lives. The fairy in the story granted wishes to people who showed benevolence towards others, rewarding them for their kindness and generosity. Let's look at word. A barrister is a type of lawyer who specializes in representing clients in court. They wear special robes and wigs during legal proceedings. Barristers are usually involved in criminal and civil lawsuits. Sentences using barrister. The defendant's barrister argued that the evidence against them was insufficient. The barrister helped their client win the case by presenting a strong legal argument in court. The judge asked the barrister to provide additional evidence to support their client's claim. Let's look at word. Brusque means to be abrupt or rude in manner. It is a term that is commonly used to describe people who are blunt or who do not take the time to be polite. It can also mean to be short and quick in speech. Sentences using brusque. The teacher was brusque with the student when she asked for help. The waiter's brusque attitude angered the customers. The boss' brusque manner made the employees feel uncomfortable around him. Let's look at word. Beneficent means to be kind, helpful and to do good things for others. It is a term that is often used to describe people who volunteer their time or resources to help others. Beneficent actions are generally considered to be positive and helpful to others. Sentences using beneficent. The charity's beneficent donations helped many people in need. The woman's beneficent nature made her popular in her community. The children were grateful for their grandparents' beneficent gifts on Christmas Day. Let's look at word. Bilateral means involving two parties or sides. It is a term that is often used in relationships or agreements between countries or organizations. Bilateral agreements or relationships usually involve both parties benefiting from the interaction. Sentences using bilateral. The two countries signed a bilateral agreement to work together on environmental issues. The parents agreed to a bilateral decision to implement stricter rules at home. The meeting between the two companies was planned to discuss a potential bilateral partnership. Let's look at word. A balustrade is a row of repeating posts or pillars, usually made of stone or wood, that support a handrail on a staircase, balcony or porch. It is often used for decoration or safety. Sentences using balustrade. The architect designed a beautiful balustrade for the grand staircase in the mansion. The children were told to hold on to the balustrade as they walked down the steep steps. The homeowner painted the balustrade on their porch to match the color of the house. Let's look at word. Burgeoning means growing or expanding rapidly, like something that is sprouting or flourishing. It is a term often used to describe new or emerging industries or trends that are increasing in popularity. Sentences using burgeoning. The burgeoning tech industry has created many new job opportunities in the field. The popularity of the new toy was evidenced by the burgeoning line outside the store. The chef's burgeoning reputation was due to the many positive reviews of their new restaurant. Let's look at word. Brouhaha means an uproar or noisy commotion, often over something trivial or unimportant. It is a term often used to describe a situation where people are overreacting or making a big deal out of something small. Sentences using brouhaha. The brouhaha over the school dress code change lasted for weeks, but then everyone got used to it. The senator's offhand comment caused a brouhaha on social media, with people demanding an apology. The brouhaha at the concert was caused by a few roadie fans who refused to sit down. Let's look at word. Belabor means to explain or repeat something that has already been said too many times or in too much detail. It is a term often used to describe a situation where someone is being overly critical or spending too much time on something. Sentences using belabor. The teacher seemed to belabor the lesson, going over the same topic for the fourth time. The coach belabored the players for their mistakes, even though they were still learning. The scientist felt like she was belaboring the point when talking about the experiment for the third time. Let's look at word. Blustery means something characterized by strong winds or high wind speeds. It is a term often used to describe weather conditions where the wind is loud, forceful and blowing debris. Sentences using blustery. The children ran to school in their raincoats on the blustery day. The kite flew higher and higher in the blustery conditions, making it hard to control. The old tree creaked and swayed in the blustery windstorm last night.